throw the ball. If you can't reach to the sideline, because that happens sometimes, right? He's got that noodle arm, and he wants to throw it away, and it kind of just floats, intercepted.
He throws off his back leg and forget it. There's no.
Yeah, it's not going anywhere. So that's why I'm predicting over, bro. Welcome once again outside the pod, the Miami Dolphins podcast. We'll be bullcrapping today and making some predictions. Probably not some not so bold predictions. But first, I want to introduce myself. I'm Danny. My brother Jules. We're here to talk again anything that has to do with the Miami Dolphins, current, past, future. And today, like I said, we're going to do some predictions. But first, I kind of want to get your thoughts as some of the things are coming up now regarding the contracts of the second round rookies. And honestly, bro, like I want you to tell me what you think, but I'm a little taken back due to the fact that I feel like maybe it's going to hurt the league as a whole when we start getting into this slippery slope of basically paying everybody. Everybody gets money. And I'm just worried that those salary caps are not going to extend as much as we need it to, especially for teams that are trying to get out of a hole financially and because of just being in the slump for 25 years or whatever it may be, and now having these rookies come in and asking for guaranteed money. I mean, I get it, man. I guess I'm a little bit pro franchise at this point. Just, pro owner, if you want to call it, just because they could turn out to be Dion Jordan. They turn out to be Charles Harris. I can't lock them up. I wouldn't say lock them up because I'm on a rookie contract, but still, you can't lock up money that way when you don't know for a fact that they're gonna come and produce in the NFL. You know what I mean? What do you feel? What's your thoughts on that? Like I said, I want these guys to have money. I want them to get their money. But I also, I got a feeling that it's not going to be good for the league. The more and more it keeps at it.
Yeah, I'm not. It's a tough one because first of all, I'm not an expert on contracts or anything like that. Neither of us are, right? But just as a fan looking in, it's hard to argue against the player when they're the ones that are literally putting their necks on the line. Right?
Yeah,
I mean, so that's the first thing. So, I get it. They could be one play away from an injury or even practice or even off the field or whatever. But and then it could be gone just like that. That opportunity could be gone just like that. They're putting literally their body on the line, and that's all they got for most of them, right? That's all they got. That's all the opportunity. So it's hard to argue against that, right?
Right. But I mean, for the most part, they all get paid pretty well. I mean, they're 10 times more than I'm making.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? For the most part. It's not like they're not getting paid well to begin with. But looking from a owner perspective, from a franchise perspective, it's like you can't. It can't be for everybody because and it's gonna get to that eventually. Now the third round picks, and then the fourth round picks, all the way, all the way down to where, like those guys are just their hands are tied behind their back, and now I don't know. Like, go ahead, man. Go ahead and finish.
No, it's good, man. It's good. We can go back and forth on this. I mean, I don't have a problem with that. I don't necessarily. It's a tough one because I see all sides, man, and I get you. That it's a multi-billion-dollar business, and everybody's trying to get their money too. But it is tough because you just don't know. You just don't know. Even first rounders. Yeah, it almost you can't miss, first of all, right? You just can't miss now. Otherwise, you're stuck with with Dion Jordan and with guaranteed money and Charles Harris, and we got a list going on because we have had some terrible luck in a few of our drafts. But the other thing is, I'm mostly pro fan at this point. I'm pro fan. Like, dude, it's a luxury entertainment item now, right? If you're not doing really well, you can't go to these games anymore. You can't grab
you can't even watch, dude.
I can't grab my little boy and go. You can't even watch on TV. It's getting so expensive, almost.
It's so expensive.
For some people, it's like, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
$600 or whatever it is now. But it's crazy for me. I think first and foremost for me, it's as a fan, man, it's getting crazy at every sport now, right? You just can't afford. You got to sell a kidney to go to the game. You got to sell a left nut to buy a beer, and a hot dog.
You got to sneak that stuff in a big purse with your woman. Hey, girl, bring your big purse. But I mean, they got to take the the see-through ones. That's the only thing that you're able to carry in. So you can't even sneak in some snacks. You gotta buy that freaking $20 freaking tall boy that the only one. That's all I get. But anyway, like there might be, because these guys are coming from college already getting paid millions.
Mm-hmm.
Many of them now, right? Yeah. Just recently. So I mean, they're already basically rich from our perspective, right? We're not making millions here. I do well, but I definitely don't make millions. So yeah, coming into the league after making millions, I mean, they want that money right away. And like I said, but I feel like they still should need to have to prove themselves that they could perform. Maybe there's a way to say, okay, maybe you break down contracts based on, if they get hurt, they get a certain amount of money guaranteed because you got hurt and you weren't able to continue. Maybe there's some kind of thing there. I mean, I don't know. Again, if those of you that know contracts and know everything about that kind of life or that kind of, topic, just, put in your comments, let us know what you think. But I don't feel like people need to be getting paid guaranteed for 4 years when they haven't proven that they could perform in this league. It just doesn't make sense to me. And I mean, every sport does it. I get that. In every sport you get these big contracts and then the player probably doesn't do as good. And guess what? You're stuck with them. You know what I mean? But also, it just seems like a so pro player, like we talked about with Jalen Ramsey, is like you're contracted, but then you could just start crying about it and go to another team. And the team is not protected at that point. They basically have to let him go. He's going to sit out.
Right.
And you have to start finding them and stuff. So I feel like the players protected a lot more than the franchises. You know, and I get it. Okay, big billionaires, they got freaking F1 freaking tracks around their stadium. You know, some of the richest people on the planet. I get it. You know, everybody's against those billionaires. But at the same time, they paid their dues, they did their work. That's why they're successful. So I don't hate them for it. And if we want the franchises to get better, we have to start protecting some of their side as well. You know what I mean? Because they can't give everybody big money. Because or else you're gonna have a couple of stars or a couple of starters at this point, and then the rest of them are freaking practice squad guys.
Yeah, you almost want to like trade out of the first and now even the second round.
And now
right?
you're gonna be rooting for third round picks. You know?
Yeah,
maybe,
exactly.
Maybe that's the new thing. You know,
I mean,
because you don't want to pay these guys, and you can maybe still get a pretty good starting quarterback or whatever on third. You can still get a pretty good, you know, cornerback for sure. You know, so a lot of defensive players are going to slide towards you know those 3, 4, 5th round. So
yeah, you trade your picks for maybe people that are already established in the league. They're already getting paid, like maybe fair contracts or whatever. I don't know.
yeah,
You already know what they have and stuff like that. And then so you trade your first and second round picks for that, and then you take a flyer on some guy that was injured in his last year in college, or you know it's a project. He's got the size, and we're gonna take a flyer on a guy like that in the third or the fourth, and not pay these guaranteed contracts up front with people that you don't know. Which, by the way, shout out to Jonah for signing today, right?
yeah,
Which is awesome. And got high hopes for the guy.
yeah. No, I mean, yeah, I'm definitely still rooting for him. Like I said, I'm not against the players and asking for their money. I'm just afraid. I'm mostly just afraid of what's going to happen to you know, to the league. You know, and most of my the other thought that I had is maybe salary cap goes away. You know what I mean? And it opens up the ability for those franchises to give more money, to pay the players more money. So I mean, if that's the route that they're going, I mean, that's the only way to be able to keep some of your players in. But at the same time, it's going to turn into baseball where the big markets are going to be taking all the good players in free agency, and the small markets are, you know, are having to hope that their draft picks, really the guys that are coming out their farm systems, are the ones that are going to perform. So yeah,
that's rough. I don't know if I want to go there.
yeah. I mean, who knows? I mean, I don't know. Isn't Stephen Ross like one of the richer guys out of the whole league? I mean, it might work into our advantage.
Yeah, but does that mean now he starts losing money because we're not getting people in the seats? But maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, he's got the, like I said, he's got the F1 track around it. Nobody else has that. And I know he's getting big money for that. There's several other projects that the dude's got.
Yeah.
So, hey, maybe it works in our advantage if that's the case. But all right, let's move on to getting some not so bold predictions here. I want to ask you a question. Over,
shoot, man.
under, Tua starts 15 games this season.
Over under 15.
Yeah.
That's a high, right? I would say the popular answer is under, right?
Is under.
Because you see it all over social media. You know, the Jets fans and Bills fans are letting us have it. You know, talk to me when Tua's gone for 6 games or whatever. Oh, son of a bitch.
Yeah.
You know what? frick it. I'm gonna go over, man. I'm gonna go over. I'm drinking the Kool-Aid. I think our offensive line is that much better this year. Even though we got some question marks, we still don't know what Patrick Paul is gonna do. I think Jonah, Brew, and Daniels in the middle. We got a lot of potential there, man. I think we got a lot of potential there. As long as they stay healthy, I can see Tua starting 15 games. I think when we start predicting this stuff, and that's for me at least, every time I try predicting stuff, it's always the opposite happening, right? So
the under, man.
Huh?
So
I know. Predict the under. Shit. I know you got me there, man. Okay, I'm gonna predict the under then.
Yeah.
What about you?
I mean, I'm gonna go with over, man, because of the implications. Because of the implications themselves. I think if he's under, he's at risk.
Mm-hmm. Everybody's at risk. McDaniel's at risk.
Huh?
Greer's at risk.
Yeah, everybody's at risk.
Everybody's at risk.
The pressure for him to go 15 games, he's probably gonna throw that ball away a lot more. And I think he knows this. He should know this. If he doesn't, he's dumb.
He has to.
He has to know this. The coach needs to know this. The fucking quarterback's coach needs to know this. Everybody. OC, everybody. Hey, bro. Tua, if somebody's close, you fucking spike it. You do whatever it needs to be. Even if it's freaking grounding call, man. You're taking that fucking grounding call, dude. Throw the ball. If you can't reach to the sideline, because that happens sometimes, right? He's got that noodle arm. And he wants to throw it away, and it kind of just floats, intercepted,
He throws off his back leg and forget it. There's no.
Yeah, it's not going anywhere. So that's why I'm predicting over, bro.
Okay.
Is that if anything, he's gonna throw a bunch of interceptions because he can't get it out of the sideline. But I'm predicting over 15 games started for Tua.
Nice.
Because the risk is so high. Everybody's job is on the line.
Everybody's counting on him.
Zach Wilson's in the game.
Everybody's counting on him, right?
Yeah. A lot of people are, for sure. So.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, cool.
Yeah. That's where I'm going to go. So, Jules calls under.
I'll go under.
And I'm calling over. So are you gonna keep that, or did I convince you?
I'll keep it because I want to manifest the over by predicting the under.
Well, I hope. Well, if it happens over, it's because I manifested, not because of you.
Okay, all right.
All right.
Because we both manifested. Let's do that.
I mean, I guess that could be true, right? We tag team that. All right. Who becomes our biggest running back threat out of our running backs? Running back room. Easy answer is Achane, but I don't think it's that easy.
You know what? I'm going to go out on a limb and say that Jalen Wright is going to have 1,000 yards.
Wow.
You know why, though? And it pains to say. I think Achane, I don't know, man. God dang it. See, I'm gonna predict the under or the worst part of this because I think Achane might go down with an injury. I just don't like his small frame, I guess. He seems a bit fragile to me.
Really?
I hate saying that, dude. I'm saying it, I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like I don't. My whole. But it's not a bad thing to have. Have you seen Jalen Wright, man? Right now, he's ready to go. Like I could give him the ball right now. He's like a truck over someone. He's like ready. He's like fired up.
Yeah, I saw. He just had an interview with what's her name? Used to be on the. What's that?
Was it Marissa Marino?
No. It was one of the girls that used to be in the NFL Network Good Morning Football show.
Oh, right. Yeah. So I
can't remember her name, but yeah, he was just doing an interview with her, and yeah, you're right. They showed a picture of him, freaking, shirtless. The dude's jacked. He looks strong. And in the interview, he was like, "I'm ready to go. The team's ready to go." He looks very confident. But anyway, go ahead.
No, I like Jalen Wright a lot, dude. Like, I know Devon Achane, he's top 5 player on this team. I love that dude, and I hate predicting this, but I do think he's a little bit more prone to injury than I like, that I'm comfortable with, and it's a small sample size. But hasn't he gotten injured each year, right? Last year and the year before.
He's gotten banged up, I would say.
So
I missed a game or two. I can't remember for sure.
Yeah. I mean, they haven't been like big injuries, ACL, shit like that, right? As far as I could remember.
Yeah.
But for some reason, I don't know, man. I don't even know why I predicted this shit. This is some of the dumbest shit I've ever coming out of my mouth.
That's all right.
But I think,
and I want to say that. Hey, we're going off the hip for all the viewers here. This is straight up. That's what I want to go with our show is. Nothing here is freaking scripted, bold, man. Right? We're just shooting from the hip, from the heart. You're hearing it as fans, and I think that's what you guys want to hear. But go ahead and finish, man.
As a fan, I do not want Devon being injured. That's for sure, dude.
Yeah, we definitely don't want this to happen. It's a prediction. It's a not so bold prediction.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah,
Who's your biggest threat?
I'm looking here. MCL sprain in his rookie year. He missed more than a month. I don't remember that. That's pretty crazy. I guess he wasn't that involved, right, with the running game. We still had Wilson and what's his name? The one that threw us under the bus. I can't even remember his name. See, I forgot you already. You spoke bad about us, and I forget your name. That's what happened.
So, well, actually, I correct myself here. He played in 17 games last year.
Yeah.
So forget that.
Now you don't think he's injury prone. That's what I thought.
I know he missed time, but it wasn't last year that he didn't miss time last year, which I thought he did miss a game or two, but no, maybe I'm thinking something else, or someone else. But no, I just think that Jalen Wright's gonna do well. Yeah, they might both get a lot of yards, dude. Yeah. Because I think Jalen Wright is gonna get a lot more carries, and I think Devon is gonna be more involved in the passing game. And Jalen getting a lot of carries, in
the actual carries.
Yeah. So I don't know. We might see them both in plays.
I think they're going to be a good 1-2 punch. Yeah.
Oh hell yeah! And I think the other two guys are also going to be in the mix a lot.
Yeah.
So, and I think that bodes well for us and for the offenses as a whole, right? If we got a good running back threat or a couple of them, that bodes well, opening up the rest of the offense.
Yeah. So I was looking at it kind of the way you saw it, and in your second half of your prediction there is that the 1-2 punch is going to be there. But I also agree with you that I think that Jalen Wright is looking to break out this season. I think he's going to be strong. I think the plays are going to be a lot, clearer for him than it was last year when he didn't get that many touches last year. And the ones he did, his average yard per carry was pretty good. I don't know off the top of my head, I don't know. But I remember it being pretty good. I remember him having a pretty good average, even with the little bit that he had last year. And I think he's going to have a breakout year this year. So I'm looking for that. And I'm hoping for that. But I want to agree with you towards your second half of your prediction is that I think Achane is still going to do very well. But I want to say that Jalen Wright is going to be our biggest running back threat. And who knows, maybe Ollie Gordon could just come out of nowhere and be just an animal. Because he looks the part for sure.
Yeah.
He runs high, so that's kind of a concern for a lot of people. But otherwise, he looks very strong. He looks like a great runner. So, yeah, hopefully all four of them are freaking outstanding. I think all four of these guys are going to be on roster, like you said. And I think they're all going to contribute pretty good, whether in the pass or run game. So yeah, I'm happy. I think the running back room, while a lot of people won't agree with us, especially in the AFC East, I think
it's really strong.
I think it's pretty strong. So as long as our line is putting up some good war in the trenches, I think we got a pretty good chance of having a very good running game. So, all right, in your mind, or who do you feel will have the best rookie performance out of our rookie class?
I think it's pretty obvious that Jonah has that potential. I think because, first of all, I think he's going to start probably
game one
every game this year. Yeah, game one. He's probably gonna he's gonna be one of the 5 starters on the offensive line. I think he's going to be a good leader in that line. I think it's going to be really good for Patrick Paul just to have him right next to him at left guard. And so, I do kind of worry about having them 2 young players there on that left side together. That could present some issues, but I think Jonah's got great skill, man, and great leadership skill, and I think he's going to do well this year. I have high hopes for him, and I think that Kenneth Grant, I think he's going to be more so sharing responsibilities and kind of being brought up a little bit slower with that regard. We got pretty good depth there with Benito and of course Zach Zeeler, So I think Jonah is going to have a very prominent role on that offensive line and as a whole, as a team, right? So I predict Jonah will probably have the best rookie performance for our team. What do you think?
I can't say I'll be able to disagree. And I think you stated it pretty well. Mostly, he's going to beat out Kenneth Grant just because, like you said, he's sharing responsibilities with a couple of established players in the trenches, like Benito Jones and Zach Zeeler. And he's still gonna be. I think for his rookie year, he's probably gonna be second fiddle to those guys. And so that's probably going to take him out of the running for having the most impact this year. Later on, who knows? I think Kenneth Grant's ceiling is still higher than Jonah's, and I think everybody would say that.
Yeah,
and but Jonah, I think, is more ready right now. Not only that, but we don't have anybody else to throw in front of him.
Anybody else?
We don't have anybody else to throw in front of him. So he's it. He is it for that position. So
yeah,
he's gonna be the one that's in the fire. I think he's gonna do well. I think he's gonna run block, exceptionally well, like he did in Arizona. And I think they're gonna be very happy with him. And I think the whole fan base is gonna be happy with him. And I think also Tua's going to be happy with him.
Absolutely.
So one thing, and I hope you thought about this while we sat here, what would be your wildest prediction? What do you think is going to happen that mostly nobody else is thinking it? It's like, hey, this is going to happen because, whatever your prediction would be.
Well, I already said Devon's going to hurt. And he can't believe I can say that.
Still, I don't think that's that.
It's been haunting me. It's been haunting me this whole show.
Yeah.
it's got me worried now. What the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah.
You know what? The easy ones are like, Tua, getting a concussion in week 6 or something like that. I'm not gonna go there. In fact, I'm not even gonna go offense. Because the easy ones, I could say Tyreek's gonna get 2,000. I could say Waddle and Tyreek gonna get 3,000 combined or something like that. But no, I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna predict that our cornerbacks. Everybody's down on our cornerbacks. Everybody hates our cornerback room right now. But I'm gonna predict that as a team, as a defense, we're gonna have more interceptions as a team than we did last year. Even with the cornerback room that we have.
That's pretty wild, but also not so crazy.
You don't think?
For the fact that we didn't. No, I don't think it's that wild for the fact that we didn't have that many interceptions that year. So,
well, yeah,
we much.
We weren't the worst. We weren't the worst last year. We were bottom third for sure. We were bottom third. I think we had like 10 or something like that.
Yeah.
10, 11, something like that. But it was good for bottom third.
Right.
I think we're going to apply so much pressure that we're going to make some of these quarterbacks that we're playing, we're going to make them make a lot of mistakes. That's why I predict that. Because of our pass rush is going to help that out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean.
So I think even
sure.
Zach Sealer might get another one this year, like something like that, something crazy to help out our cornerbacks.
Yeah.
So we're going to have our team defense padded interception stats because of our defensive line. That's my wild prediction. How's that?
Like I said, it's not far-fetched. It's still wild. I like it. I mean, it's a good one. But yeah, I think because we weren't that great at interceptions, it's definitely doable. And like you said, I mean, agreed. The rush, when healthy, if it continues to be healthy, or stays healthy, yeah, it's gonna be monstrous. I mean, it should definitely be, putting people, or making people very scared, rushing people to throw the ball. Some of the quarterbacks are gonna make mistakes, and yeah, you're right. It could be a factor into interceptions, and for sure. My wild prediction, I didn't think about it either, so it's off the hip. My wild prediction would probably have to be that we win a playoff game.
Is that wild?
A playoff game this year. Now that's wild.
Is it really?
Well, dude, I was just watching a show. I'm not going to name it because I don't want to give them free publicity, but they probably know who they are if they're listening to us, if they're one of our 11. And they were like adamant that, number one, we're like, out of the AFC East, we're the worst defense. We're like the third running back room. We're like, it's like they're, and not only that show, right? A lot of people around the league and around the internet is putting us in the AFC East at third.
That's rough.
Yeah, sometimes under the Jets or sometimes under the Patriots. One of the two. Of course. But, yeah, like, so
it has to happen. There's so much pressure on a lot of these people. It has to happen. Otherwise, it's going to be a lot of hurt for everyone, including us, including the fans, including everyone in that organization. Man, they're gonna nuke it from orbit and start over, right?
I'll tell you why. I think this, and it's because of one of the predictions that we had earlier, or What was
The
I going?
Achane injury? Which one are you talking
No,
about?
The fact that Tua over under. The Tua
two over under.
And me saying that he's gonna do over 15 games. With Tua, it could very well happen. The way it's very unlikely is that if Tua is not there for an extended period, right? Extended period to me is like 4 games or more. Because we're losing all 4 of those games. Very likely. We'd have to get really lucky.
Yeah, we're not winning any games with Zach Wilson.
Right. So because I'm predicting that Tua's going to be 15 games starting and finishing, I think they'll win. Same reason I think they win a playoff game. I mean, a lot of things have to fall in order, right? What team we're playing in the playoffs, who's starting quarterback, what injuries do we have when we get there on both sides of the ball. But I think there's enough there in the team. Not only that, but I think there's a lot of overrated teams out there. And I'm going to – this is another bold prediction. I think the Steelers are going to be overrated. Right now, they're like all high on them, right? Oh, they got all these players. They added freaking Jonnu Smith. They added Jalen Ramsey. I'm not believing in Aaron Rodgers. And I think DK Metcalf is over the hill. You heard it here first. He's going to be over the hill. He's not batting 1,000. So, and Jonnu Smith is just not going to get the same production as he did with Tua in Miami. I don't think he is. Also, not overrated, but I don't think it's going to be as good as they have been the previous 2 years, and that's the Bills. I think I don't know why exactly, but I got a feeling that yeah, I know it's we're just getting a little bit more used. Every year we're getting more and more used to Josh Allen's offense. You know what I mean? And there's got to be a time where we figure it out. And I think we have the perfect recipe right now. We got the recipe, getting some good pass rush in. Rattle his little bones, or his big bones. He's a big ass dude. But rattle him up. He gets a little frustrated. He can still make plays. It doesn't mean he starts to suck. Because the dude's got legs. He's got wheels. And it's very annoying. But I think some of that production, I think some teams are going to get the better out of Josh Allen this year. I'm not saying that they're not going to win the AFC East. I'm just saying that they're not going to be as good as people think they are.
Yeah. Well, I sure hope so. I mean, as fans, that's what 95% of fans are predicting right now. Because that's what we would want. I think there's also the Haley Steinfeld effect on Josh Allen this year.
Who's that?
Hopefully.
Is that his wife?
Yeah.
Is that her name? I know she's a good-looking girl, but I didn't know what her name was.
Oh. Well.
I
do.
Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah, that's a difference, right? Your lifestyle changes. Believe it or not, for those of you that are not married out there, lifestyle changes when you get married, so there's going to be some adjustment there. You know what I mean? You got to learn how to do things, not only when it comes physical stuff, but also just mentally and getting home and doing your routine is a lot different, of getting things back to normal in the football field. So yeah, I mean that could be a good point.
Just throwing it out there,
Yeah.
Plus, she's in the spotlight too. That could be sometimes distracting.
Right. Yeah, I mean,
I don't know. Some guys are doing well.
How do you think Kelsey did with Taylor Swift? you know,
well,
and that whole fiasco.
Yeah, to me, he's gotten to me he had a down year last year, right?
Right. He degraded. Yeah. He had a several good games where he kind of, you know, balled out, but yeah, he definitely. I mean, you could say that he was getting towards that age too, where it's kind of, you know, declined as well. But I mean, the girlfriend and high vis girlfriend could definitely be a factor there, because your status goes way up too. You're talking about one of the biggest stars in the world. Yeah. You know what I mean? And then you kind of right up there with her now. So it just skyrockets you. You're in the internet. You're on TV all the time. You know, obviously, again, the same thing, right? Your routine changes. You got to worry about a girlfriend. You got to make phone calls late at night that the girlfriend wants because she's feeling freaking, you know, down that day or whatever. I'm just saying the lifestyle changes that happens when you're in a relationship. And yeah, I mean, it could be a big factor. So
cool.
Yeah. Predictions. Bold predictions for today. I'm glad you guys stuck around to listen to all our bull crap, and I hope you enjoyed it. Preseason's coming up, and you know, camp, of course. Excitement's coming up. We'll definitely try to talk all about it, get some reactions, get our feelings out on the podcast, and yeah, coming up August 10th will be the first preseason game against the Bears. So yeah, looking forward to it. Let's see what some of the guys that are trying to make the roster are gonna look like. Let's see what our starters look like for the short amount of playing time that they're gonna get. Some of our rookies, I'm sure, get it extended. But yeah, we'll talk all about that coming up here in the next couple of weeks. But again, chop that subscribe button, give us a like, get in the conversation. Like I said, what is your bold prediction? What is one of your wildest predictions? Do you think Tua? Matter of fact? Let's get real specific here and say, what is your over under for freaking Tua? Is it 15? Is he gonna be under 15 or over 15? Let us know. Let us know in the comments. And like I said, see you guys in a couple of weeks or next week for our next episode. Appreciate y'all coming out.